We are creative entrepreneurs, and we also know how difficult it can be to navigate the journey of entrepreneurship. Today, you are going to unite with other creatives. Let's step out of this isolating experience as business owners, as authors, as podcasters, or speakers, and let's start learning actionable tools you need to build an explosive brand. Let's start creating. Now on with the show. Hey creatives, this is Jules, coming direct to you to talk about creative entrepreneurship. I love talking myself creative entrepreneurship, but I want you to know that it all starts. This is where it starts, building your brand. These are my favorite takeaways, my favorite tips to create a brand. We're going to talk about clarity in your unique selling proposition, your USP, and how that is essential for brand differentiation. Then we're going to talk about authentic storytelling and feedback and how that drives meaningful connections and trust. Get out your notes. Get out your pens, get out your tablets, your computers. Let's start taking notes because this is where you're going to learn to build an explosive brand. Brand building as an entrepreneur is such a fickle business. I profess to be an expert in brand explosion. Has a hard time understanding my value proposition. A good friend once told me that when you're creating a brand yourself, it's like being a pickle in a pickle jar. When we're in a pickle jar, it's hard to see the label outside. So for me, branding myself is so hard. I run into those roadblocks. I run into those things that are super duper difficult to see. It's always good to have a team or someone around you with an objective viewpoint to tell you what your brand looks like, and it will help bring clarity to your brand. And clarity is the key to understanding everything about your brand. It's a complex dance of branding evolution, and it's best guided by those substantial track records. So understand what your brand looked like, what you want it to look like, where you want it to go. I've just had the amazing opportunity to sit at the feet of experts like Gary Vaynerchuk, David Meltzer, Evan Carmichael, and others who are way in brand explosion. The one thing I noticed, the one common thread with each conversation I have is that we have to understand our stories and leverage our stories, become the catalyst for our expertise. We have to change the way people think. We have to stand out. And that's what we do by understanding our USP, our unique selling proposition. Before you share your brand story, whatever it may be, if you're a coach, if you're an author, if you're a podcaster, if you're a small business owner, if you are selling merch on Etsy, you need to understand what makes you different than every other brand in the universe. Every other brand in the universe. This is understanding your unique selling proposition. It's vital to the health of your business. You need to know what is your gift that nobody else in the universe possesses. What do you do better than anyone else? What is your product or service that everybody needs? Okay, so I'm going to say that again. Is your gift that nobody else, the gift that nobody else in this universe possesses? What is that product or service that you offer that everybody needs? So many clients, so many entrepreneurs really succumb to this early demise because they have no words. They don't have the words to express their relevance or credibility. They don't know what they do different than everybody else. For example, if you're a coach, understand the specialization you possess. Understand the specialization you possess. If you're in the tech industry, articulate why your app can change people's lives like no other technology out there today. A brand really needs to articulate and hold space for its relevance. So you need to be super relevant. You need to understand trends. Check out Google Trends, do your research. And you need to ask yourself, what is the dynamic edge? What dynamic edge do you provide to a consumer base that is needed right now? Understanding trends, understanding the marketplace, understanding who the audience is, what your audience needs, and then being able to articulate it. For example, let's talk M&Ms. Melts in your mouth, not in your hands. People know this because it's become part of the culture. It's become part of our vernacular. The genius behind this brand understood the value of easy-to-eat chocolates that are satisfying your sweet tooth wherever you go and wherever you desired. So M&Ms quickly became the go-to drugstore candy that everyone can relate to. And yeah, they're super delicious. Shout out M&Ms. Let's do it. Once you understand what makes you so amazing, I want you to think about the story you can interweave into your brand's USP. Understand that storytelling is the linchpin of all content marketing. Every story we tell connects us to our audience. Without our stories, we can't connect with anybody. Even if you're a tech company, even if you're a tech entrepreneur, you have to have a story of why you are where you are. You have to personalize the audience experience. Narratives like these make connections that can truly transform your brand into a human experience. If you're just a flat two-dimensional brand, I hear, buy this from me, buy this from me. But if you have gone through an experience, that has transformed you, as your audience, wants to be transformed as well. My story, for example, centers around elevating my voice in the manner that a legal career could not satisfy. So I went to law school. I checked all the boxes. I got married. I tried to be the perfect wife, tried to launch my career as an attorney, tried to be the perfect mom, but I found myself really muted. I wasn't able to share my voice, change the world like I wanted to, as I can do here on podcasting, or as I can do with my clients who want to elevate their voices to the universe. Ultimately, I facilitate the dreams of others. That is the end of the story. Perhaps you connected with me, you understood how I muted my voice, and you understand the power of our voices. This is where it's super duper important to really build a strong brand that illustrates what we stand for as entrepreneurs, as creative entrepreneurs. Adding a layer of vulnerability also avails you to a wider audience. A dash of vulnerability in your brand story sets the stage for the value system that you wish to share with the world. I'm just going to tell you the most important thing to do when you're building your brand. Understand the power of feedback. Once we understand our value proposition and the story of our consumer base, it's essential to evaluate trends, analyze competitors, and encourage feedback. Trend awareness is the boost that will add dimension to establish our brands. You need to sparkle and shine. You need to get those testimonials. I love Google Business. If you don't have a Google Business, this is the most important thing in the whole show today. Get a Google Business, start asking for testimonials, get honest feedback from clients that you have worked with before. Not only can it give you reflection on your ability to navigate your business, but it also will tell other potential clients that you are a force to be reckoned with. This is why I stand out. I want you to stand out as your brand. I want you to get a Google Business. I want you to get those testimonials and reflections of the job you do. Your brand matters. Your value matters. What is important to do is start adding value to that brand through, number one, your USP, your unique selling proposition, storytelling, and feedback. It is a complex web of evaluating your products and services and understanding how to position yourself. This is a key to explosive growth. I know this. I know being a creative entrepreneur is a daily challenge. It can be isolating. That's why I want you to give me your feedback. What do you think is building your brand in the most profound way? After all, it's not just about me talking here. It's about hearing your feedback about this very show. And if you want to be surrounded by other creative entrepreneurs, join me this February 2025, 21st through 23rd, in Chicago at the Intercontinental Hotel on Magnificent Mile, Chicago. It is going to be an explosion. It's part business conference, part writing conference, part creative conference, and full-on networking that's experiential, and it will ignite your creativity. I cannot wait to meet you. Until then, keep creating. Let me know how you create an explosive brand every day. This is Jules. Talk to you soon.